Hey everybody, Harland here on the Harland Highway podcast. Just want to let you know I have a stand-up comedy show in Phoenix, Arizona, January 20th to the 22nd at a great club right downtown called Stand Up Live. So get your tickets online at harlandwilliams.com for Phoenix, Arizona, January 20th to the 22nd, and we'll see you there. And now, without any further stop signs along the way, let's get rolling right down the Harland Highway. Now tell me, why do you like getting deep into people? You like that personal...
Oh, I love it. This is driving me nuts, this conversation.
Is it, though? Good,
yeah.
good.
Yeah, it makes me uncomfortable.
Good, that's what we want.
I want hiking Harland.
No, I want to know why.
Deep.
This isn't provocative to expose you. I'm just wondering, I know you enjoy, like getting into the depths when you're with a friend or a family member, or sometimes even someone you don't know. You like to probe.
Yes.
What is that about you?
Seems like a negative connotation. I would say, I mean, I don't know how I like to really connect with people on a level.
Yeah.
And have a serious conversation.
What does that provide for you though, personally? Like
joy, tremendous joy.
You're riding down the Harland Highway.
All right, hold tight on the Harland Highway Show.
Harland Williams.
Oh, yeah. Now, that's right. We're here on the Harland Highway, everybody. And I'm getting crazy stares from my guest. He's been here before. He was my very first guest. He's back. Orny Adams. Hey, bud.
How you doing?
How are you, guy?
Well, this will serve as proof. If I get sick, this is the moment I contracted whatever.
Oh, my voice.
Your voice, your eyes. You've got glitter on your forehead from some evening out or something. There's like a piece of silver glitter. Yeah, what's going on?
Is there really?
There is. There's like one piece of silver glitter, like right there.
Why can't you just accept that I shine?
Yeah. It's just in one little spot?
They call me Johnny Lighthouse.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not sick at all.
Johnny Lighthouse? The
guy's down at Chippendales. That's my stage name.
Yeah, that's where the glitter comes from.
Well, Jan, that's where the lighthouse lives.
Is that the closing number? They light you up.
I light the room up, guy. But I'm not sick at all. Like, no, it's one of those things. No fever, no symptoms. I just got like a sore throat.
It sounds like you're going through puberty again.
Well, I don't know why you'd say that. I think it sounds sexy.
When it's time to change,
you've got to rearrange.
It's sexy if you're a woman.
I don't know.
I don't.
Really?
Yeah.
Tell me you're not attracted to me with this voice, bro.
No, I'm not, unfortunately.
I said, tell me. You son of a bitch, you beat me. That's how I got a sore throat, by the way.
Oh, great. Wow, who did it better?
You did. You.
Oh, God.
That was even better. Your whole head was going.
I had a seizure.
Dude.
Do you have a bowl?
A bowl?
Like a bowl.
Yeah, what do you need a bowl for?
I don't need to tell you. I want a bowl.
I have everything under this desk. It's like a magic desk. What is this?
For my M&Ms.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, you couldn't just eat them out of the bag? You need an M&M bowl?
No, I think that this looks...
Just put that anywhere.
This looks more...
What the...
This is classier.
It's one of those fun size packs. There's only like 4. What do you need a bowl for?
There's actually...
There's about 12.
About 20.
They could fit in this bowl, the palm of your hand. That's excessive. That's being a prima donna, if you ask me.
I'm sorry, but I'm sorry, Lighthouse. Hey, did you have a good Christmas?
Christmas? I am Christmas.
Yeah. Were you on top of the tree yesterday?
I sparkle, bro.
Were you like the angel up there?
I sparkle.
Angel of comedy.
But dude, let's get back to. I think this is very Clint Eastwoodish. Like, listen to this. I'm like a sexy truck driver.
Let's hear it.
Well, I'm doing it. Like my voice has a rasp to it. It's
Go ahead.
Make my day.
Yeah, but that's not the voice. That's a good Clint Eastwood.
Oh, do this. Say, he had it coming, mister. Say that to me.
He had it coming, mister.
We all got it coming, kid. See, I couldn't do that unless I had streptococcolea or mononucleosis or SARS or polio or whatever's living in my esophagus. Slum, glunk, sludge, Shrek
You might have the
juice.
new, the variant.
The variant.
That thing.
Snuggluffagluff.
Yep.
Corona, Delta.
Heineken.
Continental.
Too soon. Heineken. Who's on the edge with the comedy?
Heineken.
Right, yeah.
Barely know it, kid.
So I'm sorry you're sick. I hope you feel better.
Well, I'm not sick. You're not hearing me.
Oh.
I have a sore throat, which is not saying I'm sick.
Yeah, but you don't get a sore throat when you're healthy. Like, nobody's like, how do you feel? Feel great. Got a sore throat? Feeling good.
Yeah, but here's what, I wish you'd remember this because it hurts a little. One of us at this table is a professional yodeler, and one of us isn't.
Oh, I wish I brought my yodel pickle.
So I strain my throat constantly at my yodel classes, and you don't. So it's throat strain. It's not an illness.
Somebody gave me, I assume it's a gag gift. It feels like something you would get at Spencer's in the mall. I know
Spencer's is
was
what?
like this store that had bizarre gifts. And they gave me, the neighbor made it seem very important that they connect with me.
Yeah.
And I thought it was like a legit gift. Like, are you home? I'm not home. The next day, you're home, not home. Third day, you're home. Yeah, I'm home. He goes, oh, can I bring down the gift? And it was a pickle that yodels. You press a button and it yodels.
I think where I come from, that's called a vibrator.
No, where do you come from?
Well, where do you yodel?
I don't yodel. To me, it's
sounds like you do when you got the pickle going.
It's the dumbest gift I think I've ever gotten.
Don't knock it till you've yodeled it.
Okay.
Speaking of sleeping, which we hadn't been talking about at all, does Orny Adams, I want to know this is a real question. When you go to bed at night, whether it's before you get into the bed or you're in the bed sleeping, you wake up in the middle, is there some little ritual? I'm fascinated with this because I was thinking about it for me the other night. Is there some little weird thing that you do in your bed? Like whether it's if you have to flip the top blanket or position, or is there anything weird?
No, I mean, when you're younger, you do something.
Like what?
I think you know. But as you get older...
Oh, the yodeling pickle.
The yodeling pickle gets...
Yodel-odel-o.
Yeah. No, I don't do anything. I just get into the bed. But I put the TV on. I have to sleep with the TV.
Oh, see, there you go.
Yeah, so the TV goes on, then the sleep timer on for 90 minutes, sometimes 2 hours.
Whoa.
Yeah, and then I fall asleep to crime shows, which I find relaxing.
You find the passing of other human beings violently helps lull you to slumber.
At this point in my life, yes. Yes. Wow, he froze.
Well, it's terror.
I wish you held
That's
that
the
longer
look of
because I was... Whoa. Wow. Wow. Something's gone. No, you stay with it. Something. Wow, something is really... I don't know what's going on. The producers, if somebody could come in, but I think someone stalled out on the Harland Highway.
Yodel, it'll snap me out of it. Your voice just went.
Wow.
You're yodeling.
Yeah, I told you, if I get sick, we have proof
you're not
of
going to get sick.
Let's get serious for once.
No, why do you watch crime shows?
I like everybody else, I'm fascinated by crime. I can't believe...
Sounds like you're fascinated. Apparently, you're so fascinated they put you right to sleep.
Well, I can't believe how many murders take place every single day. I thought murder was like a big deal. Like when I was a kid, it was like...
It is a big deal.
That's a murderer. No, I think murder happens a lot more than you realize, than we all realize.
But Orny, is that the best way
50% of marriages...
Why?
End in
Why
divorce.
Yelling?
I'm sorry.
Why do you want to, before you pass out of consciousness on a day of your life, which is a gift, why is the final waking moments of your day engrossed with murder?
Because
that seems weird.
No, I think they have really good voiceover. I think that's where it comes to. They're like, and on this day, Bob didn't take the usual route home. What, Bob didn't? What?
Yeah.
I go, this is sleepy time. We're going to hear how Bob Bob went a different way. And he paid the price. Boom, boom, boom.
So look what I just deduced. And this is why this podcast is so in-depth. You do not fall asleep to murder shows. Orny Adams falls asleep, drifts into the netherworld to voiceovers.
Yeah.
It's the voiceovers, not the murder.
Right. If they could tell the news like that,
Yeah.
it would be,
But don't they?
and tomorrow the weather will be different than it usually is. Bum, bum, bum.
You just want the dramatic music.
I just want a really good voice to tell the story of the news or whatever's happening, or you know what I mean? Like,
Hi, this is Casey Kasem, and we're going to have light precipitation and fog in the morning. Bum, bum, bum. That's what you want?
the traffic on the 101. It's darker, dirtier. It's more dangerous than it normally is. Stay home. Bum, 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 bum.
Oh, that went too long.
No, you're going to hurt yourself.
Well,
buddy.
when I go to sleep, I realized that sometimes when I'm asleep, and I let's say I wake up in my sleep,
Yeah.
I for some reason turn over on my side, and I curl up into the fetal position, and I'm aware that I'm going, oh, let me do the fetus thing.
Really?
So I'm laying in bed like a little lima bean. I'm curled up as if I'm in a kangaroo's pouch, or I'm in my back of my mother.
Can I tell you what's really strange about this?
What?
Besides the fact that that's just strange.
At least it's about the beginning of life and not the end. I'm a fetus. You're at a crime scene with someone's throat hanging open. Thank you.
I've never thought of my male friends and how they sleep. I don't think about most people and how they sleep.
You're telling me you've never looked at me and thought of me as a little bald fetus?
No, in fact, I'll go this far. It actually upsets me when I'm on the phone with somebody and they go, hey, can I call you back? I'm about to take a shower. Like, if it's a dude, it's like, don't take me there.
Yeah. Well, have you ever had a buddy, you're talking to him and you're just, it sounds a little echoey, and then you hear, and you realized you just dropped a turd?
No, is that going on? Does your buddies don't know how to mute?
No, they know how to fucking dump is
I
what
think that's your one friend.
We know who it is, yeah.
Rhymes with Rosie.
Rhymes with clothes and glom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
sounds like something he would do.
Yeah, I mean.
Sounds like he would do.
I would take, what was the thing you said? What were they doing when they were on the phone?
What do you mean?
I blanked out. I said dump, but you said something else.
Mute it.
No, what did you say? Someone was on the phone and you can hear them. Oh, he's going to take a shower.
Yeah, showers.
I would take a shower every day of the week over a guy dropping a giant brown trout back into the river.
Why do you have to tell me? I don't need to know any of this
Right.
stuff. Just go, I got to get off the phone.
Yeah. Well, dropping a dump will get you off the phone quick.
When did this podcast become so... What do you,
Mick Jagger? So you're like a Steven Tyler from Aerosmith.
I'm not really happy with my camera angle over there.
What the hell's wrong with your camera angle?
Well, I mean, mine for some reason is shorter than yours. So your angle makes you look skinnier and younger, and mine's like straight on.
Oh, let me tell you, yours isn't a camera angle, it's a camera anal, because you're an asshole.
Do you think that... it's not very kind. Do you think you should position this mic differently? I just feel like this.
I'm going to hang you upside down from the roof, Cirque du Soleil.
Oh, do you want to hear that story? Do you know this story?
No.
Now there's something on your tooth, and I'm not kidding. Look straight into the camera. No, don't fix it.
Is it sparkle?
Go like this. You got it. I'm so pissed. You had
I think it was a saliva bubble.
No, it wasn't. It was like a piece of food or something.
You're the one eating, not me. Sitting there with a bowl of 5 M&Ms. All right, tell me your Cirque du Soleil story.
Do you know the story?
No.
Okay.
How would I know your Cirque du Soleil story? Who has a Cirque du Soleil story? I have one, by the way. I'll tell you after yours.
I want to hear yours first, because that will give me confidence knowing that mine's better.
Yours is better. Mine is short and sweet.
Let's hear it. I want to hear it.
My cousin Kevin is in the Bare Naked Ladies. We were all in Vegas years ago. Cirque du Soleil had a show called O.
Yeah.
It was just a giant O. And the band was there, I was there, and the owners, they like to give bands and famous people things. So they gave the Bare Naked Ladies free tickets to O, and I was there. So we all went. We had the prime seats in the center, and we were sitting there, and the show was called O, and every time they did one of their fabulous flips or a giant breathtaking twirl, all 6 of us were sitting there, and in unison we just went, oh,
so obnoxious.
Oh, like we did. It was so funny. We
Did they know what you were doing?
No, but the people around us were not happy.
Of
We were
course.
doing it all through the show of
course.
O. We were doing the O.
That's funny.
And I think that story is way better than yours. So
I'm
let's
not even
just
gonna tell
move
mine
on.
anymore.
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
move on. Have an M&M.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
what's your Cirque du Soleil
Did I
story?
tell you this?
No, for
in
the
our
5th time.
Well, because we do, for the people that don't know, Harland and I,
Okay. Jesus.
Harland and I, we hike together. We
Yeah.
talk on the phone. We're very supportive friends.
Yeah, we're buds.
And it's not like this. Normally, it's very. We should be who we are for a minute. Let's try it from my story. Let's pretend like, yeah.
How's it going, Orny? Anything new?
Did I tell you about Cirque du Soleil?
No, what is it?
Okay, I know you were there once. You saw what was it? The O show?
Oh, yeah.
And the name of the show was O.
Oh.
Oh yeah. And so you and Kevin were.
Yeah, we
Bare Naked
sat there and we went, oh.
Yeah. I prefer this version of you.
Okay. Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
Oh. So I did Cirque du Soleil. I joined the cast for a week.
Get out.
With a family.
You can do a somersault if I paid you.
Here's the best part, because I have the M&Ms in front of me. Backstage, all the circus people, the acrobats, they're all they put their legs up on this bar.
By the way, sorry to cut you up, but to call a Cirque du Soleil person circus people,
that's what they call themselves.
that's like calling a Chippendales dancer a stripper, okay?
With
Easy guy.
I was,
They've earned acrobat.
No. They call themselves circus people. That's what they.
So there's a bearded Cirque du Soleil lady.
No, it's not.
What about Goat Woman? What about Lizard Boy?
It's a different kind of circus.
What about E.T. Smurf?
Keep going. What else you got?
How about Rubber Bolt Face?
Rubber bold face.
Rubber Face. I saw Rubber Face
You have
once.
a rubber bold face.
Rubber Bowl Face.
Bowl face.
All right.
No, you got caught.
Busted.
Yeah, nice try. So they call themselves. They call themselves circus acts, which surprised me because to us that sounds derogatory.
Yeah,
but
they said that.
I know, but I'm telling you, they don't see it that way.
Okay.
Okay. So I am doing stand-up comedy, which and backstage, they're all stretching. They got their legs up on the
Stretching
bar.
like Rubber Boy.
Every time I say stretching, that's when it derails the entire story.
Sorry.
I can't get to the stretching part.
Have an M&M.
Yeah. Did you see the screen grab Howie Mandel just put up
Would
for his
you
podcast?
just finish your Cirque du
I'm
Soleil?
stuck on that.
No, I want to hear it. I can't
I
focus.
just want to say this.
Yes.
When I do other people's podcasts, I notice that they may not use the best picture of me in the screen grab. So please.
Well, can we assume, is there a best picture of you?
The other thing is I notice a lot of people release clips that is very favorable to them and their comedy in the moments. So there's a lot of I won't be I feel like I should be the highlight of the clip if...
Not necessarily. Don't forget, you're supporting their podcast, and when they go on yours, they're supporting yours. So
Yeah, but I like to highlight them unless it's some moment.
yeah, I try to split the different. I go for whatever's the funniest. If there's a funny clip and it's predominantly you and you get the punchline, I'll put it out. But if it's me, I'll put it. I give my what are they called? Well, that's not what they're called. That's kind of a Chinese word. I give my viewers what's the funniest.
What have you noticed?
But don't think about how much it's you or the other person, because that's a dangerous lane to get in. You'll get obsessed.
What do your viewers enjoy most about this podcast?
I can't know that because I'm not them, but based on comments I read, I think they're just enjoying the overall presentation. Mm-hmm. Definitely my eyes. There's a deep connection with my eyes and my viewers. They say I'm going to just use words they've used: searing, burning, hot heat, sizzling, mesmerizing, hypnotic, transient, Golden Globus Award, falafel, and I think the best one,
tahini or
cat
without?
scratch fever. What?
With tahini or without?
Well, if you're going to make fun of my viewers, maybe this isn't the forum for you.
Just, you know.
Well, can we get the Cirque du Soleil
What
story?
about glitter eyes?
Well, okay.
So I joined the cast, and I'm doing
Of Cirque du
stand-up.
Soleil.
Yes.
Okay.
Do you want to know which?
Can we just, before we get too deep into this, you joined the cast.
Yes.
Weren't you just kind of hired to work in front of the cast? You don't even know how to do a cartwheel. How could you be part of the cast?
If you listen to the story, you would understand that I'm part of this big closing number. It's a big it's a big deal.
I stand corrected. So you're part of the cast.
There's
of Cirque du Soleil.
choreography.
Okay.
Let me ask you, how many times has there been choreography in your career?
Well, why don't you call up Electric Thunder and Tiny Dancer down at Chippendales? They'll tell you.
It's just
What's that? What are you doing? This isn't a gym, bro. Are you doing reps?
checking the buoyancy.
I thought you were doing like a set, like reps. You are kind of buffed out. Show them your pipes, bro.
3% body fat.
2% milk.
Can I tell you what I do at the gym, which I think is really, I've been doing this for years.
Sure, and then tell us the Cirque du Soleil story. Why don't you do 5 more stories, and then we'll get to Cirque du Soleil that you brought up, by the way. But yeah, what happens at the gym, guy?
I'll see on the other side of the gym somebody that is just absolutely ripped.
Like Applejack?
Just jacked.
Power
This
stumped.
is somebody that their entire life is the gym. It's all
Yeah.
nutrition. And they look unbelievable.
Stack them deep and
And
sell
I'll
them
see
cheap.
them, I'll look at them, I'll see
Yeah.
them looking at me.
Yeah.
Just across the way, I just go like this.
Oh, no way. You're picking up dudes?
I just go like that.
Oh,
I let them know. I go, that's the goal.
right. And then where do you guys go
It's
for
funny.
dinner?
It's funny to see the reaction because some of them really get it and some of them really laugh.
I thought it was a date, like a courting thing. Like, hey, dude,
No, you just wanted to see my guns. What does that say about you?
are you doing anything for dinner?
I'd like be nice if you took me to dinner one time.
And since our arms are already like this, we could do some square dancing after. Just, we already got the lock in. Twirl that partner round and round, take him to Burger King and buy him some ground beef.
Sha-na-na-na-na, good night, sweetheart. Now
oh,
it's time to
go. Oh, bo, 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 bo.
to leave you, but we really must say. Everybody.
Bo, 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 bo. Good night, sweetheart.
Good night.
Time
Boom,
to
boom,
go.
boom, boom,
Boom, boom, boom.
Remember that guy's name? What was that guy? Bowser!
No, it was Michael Clark Duncan, the guy
That's
with
his
the deep
real name?
voice. The guy with the really deep voice.
But he was Bowser, wasn't he?
I think the deep voice guy was Michael Clark Duncan. Take my hand, boss. That guy from the Green Mile?
No. The guy, boom, boom, boom. From Sha-na-na.
No, that was remember that? Take my hand, boss. Bo, 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 bo. Good night, sweetheart. You just sounded like an electric eel having sex in an electric fan.
Are we going to take a commercial? What's going on?
No, I want to hear the Cirque du Soleil story.
Then let me finish it.
Okay, go. Go.
How about I tell a story,
Can I just say,
and you
because I'm...
sit there like a good little host, and you react accordingly.
Yes, sir.
That's what I like.
Yes, ma'am.
So I joined the cast of Cirque du Soleil. They call it The Family. And I'm doing stand-up comedy in the middle of the show. So I'm going on after a woman hangs from the ceiling by her hair, spinning at top speed. Like, it's scary to watch. It's scary to watch.
Yeah.
And these people, they're flipping and they're acrobats and they're amazing. These guys are geniuses.
Yeah.
By the way, the most gracious, welcoming cast I've ever... You've done like television and film, and there's always ego.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
No ego. These people couldn't have been nicer.
Well, you know why there's no ego? Because they're not threatened. They know that anyone else walking in can't do a upside down, quadruple somersault backflip with a chainsaw while riding a rhinoceros.
That's right.
Backwards.
That's right.
So they're not threatened.
I thought that until you hear what happens.
There we go.
So I'm supposed to, I do my time. You better get off on that time or you get a text message from the producer that night.
Okay.
So I did my time. The first night I come out, I bow when I'm supposed to bow. The second night, the problem is I'm backstage. I'm side stage left, and a cab drives on the stage.
Oh my
And
God!
the lead singer jumps on it, starts getting everybody to sing and dance and do this stuff, and the whole cast is on the stage. This is the finale.
Why didn't you just get an Uber? Nobody gets a cab
this
anymore.
This is the finale. It's New York City, so it's the name of the show. If you had indulged me to say earlier, is Mad Apple. This isn't This is Mad Apple.
Oh.
So it's all about New York City. So they have a cab that represents. So the guy's up there. So he's supposed to be up there. He's singing, and then he'll look at me and he'll go, and at that, he jumps off the cab, and we run up stage. The dancers all part. Now, everybody, the entire cast is on the stage, flipping, twirling, doing all this stuff, and they part. The Red Sea parts, and Orny comes for his big moment, his big bow. Okay? It went right the first night and the second night. The third night, I thought, well, I've never seen what they're doing before me. So I'm going to stay downstairs, because that's where the green rooms were, and watch it on the monitor until the cab comes out. Okay?
Right.
So now I've never seen this before.
Yeah.
So I'm watching it. I see the cab coming out. I'm like, I better get upstairs. I have probably 30 seconds to run up the stairs. Well, it took longer because all the acrobats and dancers and singers, they were all backstage like it's choreographed, and there's a lot of movement and crossing, and I'm trying to get around people.
Yeah.
I get to the side of the stage. I see the singer moving upstairs. I go, shit.
Ooh.
I missed my cue. I'm going to get fired. So I'm like, I better run out. As I run out, I realize, Harland, they're not parting. This is the wrong time, because I'd never seen what was going on before. I didn't realize the guy moves up stage first, does a whole thing up there, then goes back and gets on the cab. So now I'm in the middle of the final
Cirque du
dance,
Soleil,
and it's like Frogger. I'm like going like this. They're kicking, they're spinning like big athletic people. Then the one girl goes this way, I go this way, and then she goes this way. Then we like 2 times went like this. I go around them. I finally, it was actually scary getting up there.
It's like Cirque du Soleil pinball at this point.
It was, right. So I get to the front, and all I'm thinking is, I'm definitely fired. And they're going to be, and everybody's going to be pissed off at me. I get to the front, here's the best part. I get to the front of the stage. They've all now retreated really fast. I'm alone at the front, which makes it even worse.
Oh, God.
So now and they're all dancing. So now I start dancing. I look like the Cialis guy, like one of these old people dancing like off the. I get to the side of the stage. The producer's there. She says, "You just made the blooper reel." I said, "Please tell me we have this on film." She said, "Yeah." I go, "You got to get it to me." And then I had to. A few minutes later, I had to come out and bow. And when I was exiting, I almost ran into one of the juggler. And the juggler looked pissed.
Oh, wow.
But here's the thing. Not one cast member said anything. They thought it was really funny. Nobody went to the producers like, who's this guy? He's here for a week. He can't, he's missing his cues. They were really, really cool.
You're just lucky the mad juggler didn't grab your balls and just start doing this.
Well, here's the thing.
Just juggling your balls.
The final night, the juggler and the magician got into a big fight backstage, and the producer had to separate them.
Why didn't the magician just make the juggler disappear?
Thank you. Harland, you are fast.
Yeah. You son of a bitch.
Wow.
Dude, that's hilarious. Your Cirque du Soleil story is way better than mine.
And so I have that on tape. They gave it to me, and
you got to put it out there.
They said I think I have to ask for permission. We'll have to see.
You know what it reminds me of? It's when you always see that footage of the kindergarten plays.
Yeah.
And there's always the one kid that just wanders out dressed like a bird or something and flies out, and all the other kids are like, what's he doing? And he's so oblivious to it. That was you. That's beautiful. That's hilarious.
It was so, and I've watched it over and over, and it seems to happen very fast. But when I'm telling you in real time, it was slow motion. It was because you're sitting there going, I'm screwing up their closing number.
Oh yeah, which is their huge number.
Huge number. And now when this guy can't come here because I'm there, so now they're all going to start bumping into each other.
Oh my God. It's like dominoes falling. Like for people who haven't seen Cirque du Soleil, the choreography and the mechanics of those shows is nothing reaches the level of what they're doing.
Somebody on a trapeze didn't like come down and knock me out, or I didn't cause an accident. Or
it's almost like you're in the middle of like a Spider-Man movie action scene where he's swinging around on buildings and fighting, and you just got in the way and like a pendulum hit you or something.
It was. I mean, they should actually do it every night because it was hilarious. And
bring out the idiot.
Yeah. And they allow, it's the final number, so they say, everybody in the audience, pull out your phones, record this.
Oh, wow.
So somebody has footage in the audience, that was in the audience that should release it.
Yeah.
But it's really embarrassing to come out and take a bow a second time. Because I sort of like...
I think it's great.
Yeah.
I think it's great. What a great story. First of all, what average person who's not a circus athlete has the chance to even be on stage with those people?
Yes.
And then second, for you to be performing and then stumble into that kind of like blooper situation, it's hilarious. It's like a life story.
I think, it was such an honor to work with these people. And, we do a lot of interesting things, and we do a lot of shitty gigs too.
Yeah.
So this is kind of like it's fun to... It's fun to say to people like, I just did... It's coming out my nose.
Do you need the bowl to puke in now?
No, it's fun to like people like, where were you last week? I was in Spokane. Like, I was from Cirque du Soleil.
Yeah.
It's like it's kind of a cool...
By the way, parlez-vous français?
No.
Do you know what Cirque du Soleil means?
Circus of the earth.
No, Soleil is sun. Circus of the sun.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah.
So I just recorded an episode of my podcast. I called it Cirque du Orny.
Oh, I love that.
Cirque du
Orny.
And I told the story, but it wasn't as energized and fun because, I do my podcast alone sometimes, and it's hard to tell stories to yourself.
Yeah, no, that was beautiful. And not only that, but your story will be magnified because it outdid my story like huge. Mine was a 3, yours was like a 12.
Well,
I love it.
The fact that you even have a Cirque du Soleil story.
Right? Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
Isn't that fun?
Why is the du not capitalized? Cirque du Soleil.
That's not for you to know.
Do you speak French?
Oui, un petit peu, yeah.
Un petit peu.
A petit peu, a little bit.
Yeah.
Yes. It's funny when I go to France or Montreal or Quebec, it comes back alarmingly fast. Because I grew up in Canada, French was mandatory. So we had to learn it. Yeah. And I have quite an extensive vocabulary in French. I know a million French words, and I have some grammar and can speak limited. But I went to Paris a few years back, and it was amazing how quickly I was like, man, I was ordering like breakfast and dinners and
but I always
slightly
heard the
talking.
French don't respect the Canadian French, the Quebecois, if I may.
The Quebecois.
Quebecois.
Yeah. The Quebec French. It's like if you go to Germany. There's different accents on the German. In the north, it's different than it is in the south. Or even in the U.S., it's like someone in Oregon doesn't speak the same way a guy down in Mississippi does now, But so I don't know that they necessarily make fun of it. It's just I think they can notice it. I don't think they sit there and go, "Where are you from? French Canada, loser?" I don't think it's like antagonistic like that.
Yeah.
But speaking of people flying through the air and tumbling, can we talk about something that I know has been kind of grinding your gears lately? Flies. What is the deal with flies and getting in the house And, you know, we live in California, so we got to deal with flies all year long.
I can tell you how long it's been bothering me.
Yeah.
Because we did that. Remember, I had that show premise called Do My Joke?
Yes.
Where I would do my joke, and then I'd hand you a video, or I'd hand you the written portion, and you do it in your style. And we did one about flies.
Right.
But sometimes people say expressions. I hate hackney I hate like people just say things and don't think about the mean. Like, so the other day, if I was a fly on the wall, you know how people say that? If I were all cutesy, wish I was a fly on the wall for that one.
Yeah.
Like, who would want to be a fly under any set of circumstances?
Well, what if a dog just took a giant shit?
You still don't want to be a fly.
I think you do.
They're stupid.
I think you want to land
They're
on
stupid.
that. No, I think you see a big Rottweiler
so
loaf.
many hidden recording devices nowadays. Okay. You don't need to be a fly.
Okay.
You don't need to be a fly.
Can you stick to
Who
a
would
wall?
want to be a fly? Flies are so dumb, Harland. They're the dumbest species.
How dumb are they when they can fly in Kim Kardashian's window and watch her take a shower? That don't sound dumb to me.
They have no sexual attraction to Kim Kardashian. I'm not too sure why you would use that example.
Well, any pretty girl. Okay, a fly goes into Angelina Jolie's room and watches her.
Do you know anybody under 40? Any references? Any young people?
How about your dad?
Whoa. Too soon.
Sorry, dude.
Is it time for the 8 ball? Shaking it up with Harland William on the highway. Here's the other thing about the fly.
What?
They're dumb. They'll fly into a window.
Yeah.
10 seconds later, they'll forget it's a window.
Yeah.
And then they'll hit the window again. They'll keep hitting the window.
Yeah, but...
Well, we open the door. We're like, come on, look at, there's the fresh... We couldn't make it more accommodating and easy for the fly to get out. And they miss the cues. So where, in this scenario, if I could be a fly on a wall, do you come back to being a human? How do you come back? Is there some sort of like, hey, meet up over here and we're going to make you a human again? Well, you're a fly. You're too dumb to realize, the meeting up point's over there. So you're a fly for life. And flies have shitty memory. So who's to say when you're a fly, they're so dumb, they can't remember that's listen, hear me out. That's a window. They forget that's a window. How are they going to remember the conversation? Like, why not be an animal that has a memory? Why not be an elephant on the wall?
Wait a minute, bro. You're dumping on these flies pretty hard. First of all, to us humans, it's a window. To a fly, it's
a window.
Like it's outside and someone just put an invisible force shield in front of it.
A window.
Not to a fly.
That's what Descartes said.
A fly sees the sky.
Descartes said
boom.
A window is a window.
No, to them it's an invisible force shield, some mysterious power put up.
No, because if it's a window, it's intrinsically a window. This is a desk. I don't care if a fly thinks this is an airport landing pad for the fly. It's a desk.
No, because we look through a pane of glass and we realize there's a pane of glass in front of us.
Yeah.
When a fly looks through a pane of glass, it goes, oh, there's outside. Bonk.
Okay, right.
Bonk.
But it's
bonk.
still...
Oh, my goodness, there's an invisible force shield.
It's still... Like humans, what makes humans so great? What's the difference between a pig and a human, you ask me?
Okay.
I'm going to tell you.
Okay.
A human walks into a window.
Yeah.
Human goes, that's a window. They don't walk into the window again. The pig will walk into the window over and over, and that's what the fly does.
You're wrong. A pig's fat, it walks right through the window.
Not
it's a pig. It's a fat pig.
Is that the TMZ helicopters? What is that noise?
It could be, yeah. They can't hear it.
Sound.
I know, it's a weird
Do you know
sound.
what that is and you just don't want to tell me?
There's a helicopter hovering over the office building.
Is that my Uber?
I think it's your taxi from Cirque du Soleil.
Let's talk about what I'm really
well,
fired
wait a
up
minute.
about
Before,
this
if I want to help you,
I won the fly argument.
I want to. It's not an argument. Okay, you won it, but I'm going to help you with the flies because you have fly anger. Mm-hmm. And if you want a way to kill them without, slapping them with a fly swatter and worrying about your karma because you're killing a living creature, this is the humane way to kill a fly. This is what I do: grab it, pull all its legs off, let it go. Let it fly. It has no legs. It can't land. Eventually, it has a heart attack, and it kills itself.
So then you didn't kill it.
I didn't kill it.
But you're the result of it.
I set it up for death.
Legally, you killed the fly.
Cleanly, and it just got exhausted because it couldn't land.
If you're driving a car and you hit somebody.
Which I will.
Their spleen is damaged.
Okay, very
and there's
specific.
spleenage.
Sounds like you hit them on purpose in a specific spot.
And they don't die immediately, but
Right.
6 months later, they get some sort of infection from the spleen leaking. And
Splenosaurus.
they die from that. You killed that person. You ripped out their legs.
Yeah, but it wasn't messy. I killed them spleenly.
Can I tell you something seriously? Because when I was a kid, they told us if you saw a spider
Wait,
on
you
the
were a
wall,
baby goat? And we're back.
they said if there's a spider,
Yeah.
you don't kill the spider. You take it, you put it in the toilet and flush it, and the spider can hold its breath long enough to make it through the pipes onto the other end and have a happy life. Turns out that's not real.
Yeah,
That
because the other end is a sewage treatment plant like 40 miles
Which
away.
they would love.
Well, no, they're underwater. Spiders, there is a couple of underwater spiders, but most can't breathe
Turns
underwater.
out it's malarkey. Turns out,
Okay.
according to PETA, that if it's in your house, that's a house inside spider. Inside spiders don't want to be outside ever. PETA says capture the spider,
Yeah.
put it in a nice little box, drive it to the train station, and let it go.
To a train station. And by the way, what the fuck does PETA know? How does he know any more than Larry or Billy? Who is PETA? And why doesn't he have an R on the end of his name?
I don't even drive my friends to the train station, let alone a spider that invaded my house.
Why don't you just throw it outside?
It's an indoor spider, PETA. PETA.
Does PETA have a last name?
PETA.
Okay.
That's how we say it in Boston.
Okay,
PETA.
PETA.
Get the frickin' PETA over here.
Yeah.
PETA wants me to drive the. Here's the other thing. Do you think the people in the train station want our spiders running amok?
What? What am I missing here? I would take a spider and put it
What
right out
aren't you missing?
I'm putting it outside my door. Now I'm going to get my car, drive all the way to the train station,
Yeah.
walk up to a train.
Yeah.
Here you go, Daddy Longlegs.
Yeah.
Goodbye. Have a great. Why wouldn't you just put them outside?
Because they're indoor. They will die. Indoor spiders cannot be outside. They die. This is according to PETA.
Outdoor cats can go. Indoor cats can go
Different
outside.
species. We can go indoors and outdoors too, believe it or not.
I think a spider will be just fine if it's either indoor,
Indoor
or
and
out.
outdoor. Yeah, I asked the
PETA,
viewers and
yeah.
listeners of the
PETA.
Harland Highway. You can fact check that.
All right. Well, listen, I know you said earlier you wanted to talk about something serious. You're a guy who I know as a friend, you like getting into deep conversation with people. You like dissecting the layers. You like to kind of turn people into lasagna and kind of, you like to hunker down. And why? Why do you
do
like
too,
that?
Harland.
I do too, but
So why do you choose on your podcast to be this version of yourself? This deflecting, interrupting.
This is a version of Harlan when he's having fun. This is fun, Harlan. Now, what I'm going to demonstrate to you now is I can do the deep Harlan just as easily.
Well, I know.
So I try to make this show entertaining for myself as well as my 7 or 8 viewers. And so I kind of like to do the roller coaster of fun and introspective and serious and silly.
It seems to be working. Your numbers have gone way up, which is congratulations.
Well, thank you. But,
congratulations.
Well,
I
thank
remember
you.
when I was the first guest, we were just getting, if you broke 1,000, you were excited.
Yeah.
Now you're getting minimum 20,000.
Yeah.
You're getting upwards of 100, 200,000 on some of these guests.
Yeah.
I think that's remarkable.
Well, thanks to the folks watching and thanks to the guests who come on. I spread the credit where it's due everywhere, except for indoor spiders. Fuck them. Sorry, outdoor spiders, because they don't have TVs, they don't have internet,
the
they're not
indoor-
watching.
no,
the indoor spiders are supporting me.
No, they're not. Those are the ones you're trying to get, the ones you're killing. The outdoor ones know to stay outdoors.
Yeah, but
You
they
like
don't.
those ones.
Well, they don't watch the show because they
Thank
don't.
God the Black Widow's an outdoor spider. Thank God.
Black Widow lives matter, bro.
Thank God is all I have to say. So your podcast is doing great.
Well,
I think
listen,
it's exciting.
yeah, but I wanted to
I came
talk
on to
to you.
congratulate you because as your first guest,
Yeah.
and your last guest of 2022, I assume we're going to get this out.
This is actually the first podcast of 2023. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, Orny Adams off to Cirque du Soleil to do some tumbling, to do some interrupt the show, ruin it for the people who paid to see a perfectly choreographed show. Sorry.
I thought it was the last guest of 2022. I thought we were going to wrap it up.
No.
I brought like a couple of, I thought I was going to hand out the Harleys.
You should be honored.
Awards.
You're the first guest. It's a new beginning, guy.
I am the first guest of 2023. But I should have been the last guest of 2022.
I think that's sort of defamatory. The first guest is like empowering the new year. You're like you're the lead sled dog. Maybe you can go get one of your eyes changed and turn into a husky and you're the guy powering through the tundra, through the blizzard, evading the polar ice caps and polar bears and walruses with giant fucked up gopher teeth or whatever they have. What do they have?
What I love is when you get on a rant, your left eye like sort of closes. It's
kind of
got
like
this
Clint
very
Eastwood.
Oh, yeah, it makes my day.
Yeah.
It's very...
Fucking giant gopher teeth.
It's very calculated what you're
or
doing.
Whatever they have, yeah. Well, it's not just Cirque du Soleil that's calculated.
Do you worry about the longevity of that eye? Because I worry that like there's going to be some sort of like extra bags under your eyes or...
I don't think of them as bags. I think of them as weathered. And they tell a story of a life hard lived, standing at the front of a boat crossing the Caspian Sea. Salty air in my face, sun. Narwhals.
Salty what in your face?
Narwhals jumping in the air, stabbing my face.
Indoor spiders.
Now tell me, why do you like getting deep into people? You like that personal...
Oh, I love it. This is driving me nuts, this conversation.
Is it, though? Good,
good.
Yeah,
it makes me uncomfortable.
Good, that's what we want.
I want hiking Harland.
No, I want to know why.
Deep.
This isn't provocative to expose you. I'm just wondering, I know you enjoy like getting into the depths when you're with a friend or a family member, or sometimes even someone you don't know. You like to probe.
Yes.
What is that about you?
Seems like a negative connotation. I would say, I mean, I don't know how I like to really connect with people on a level.
Yeah.
And have a serious conversation.
What does that provide for you though, personally? Like
joy, tremendous joy. Because what it tells me is we're all the same. We all have the same basic needs. And it validates many feelings I have for myself. And it also helps me to look at people and say, that person is so different than me, grew up so different than me, maybe even hates me for certain reasons, but yet we're getting along in this moment and we're connecting.
So
it's what I do with my stand-up. I show how we're more common than not. The commonality.
So it sounds like when you get deeper with people, it's a little bit therapeutic because it sounds like you're extracting little moments or samples from their life and connecting it to your existence.
You're the exact same way.
Are we all like that?
No, but you are.
Explain to me. I'd like to hear this.
I know because of...
See, I haven't thought of it this deeply, so I'm glad I asked.
You
Explain
absolutely
it to me.
are. You love to get into the mind. You love to break things down. You love to break situations down. We love to talk about business deals. We love to talk about relationships. We love to sort of understand what is being done to us and what we're doing to people. And we love it. It's like a chess game. Understand it. Instead of just being one of these idiots talking to you who sits in front of the TV playing mind cramps. What is it?
Menstrual cramps.
Menstrual cramps. Mind games. What are those? People play video games. People escape. You don't escape. You don't do drugs. You don't do alcohol. You don't do caffeine. Now you're not even doing candy anymore. What are you? A loser.
I think they call me the Lighthouse.
What is the new Lighthouse?
That's my side hustle at Chippendales. I dance. Erotic dancing, exotic dancing, X-rated dancing. Slap you in the face with a...
With a what?
Well, you ever seen an elephant rampaging through a jungle in the middle of the night with rabies and a hyena eating into its spine?
Yeah, I just did Cirque du Soleil.
Yeah, that trunk doesn't sit still.
What I like is, have you ever seen somebody feed an elephant like a piece of fruit? And the elephant takes its snout.
Yeah.
And it grips the thing. And I go, oh, it's going to suck it down. It's going to... But what it does is it then, so this is the trunk, and it goes like this back
Into the mouth.
into the mouth.
You thought the trunk with the little nostril holes was consuming melons and nuts and
I
coconut.
would love that. That's a design flaw. Here's the other thing. If I'm holding, now I know we all think these elephants are so smart. I even referenced one earlier in a bit. But if it was really smart, it would avoid the trunk portion and just get close to the human, or and throw it like a seal getting its daily fish. PETA, did you hear the way he said daily? Frickin' idiot.
Wait a minute. That appendage on an elephant is used for so many different things. I mean, they use it to reach. They use it to grab. They use it to get food. They use it to drink.
Yeah.
They use it to
Right,
coddle.
so if it can drink, why can't it just take why doesn't it have a juicer process where it sucks it through that and it gets...
Well, let me ask you this. If I sit you down for chicken wings, are you going to eat them with your mouth or suck them up your nose?
No, I'm going to take my appendage and I'm going to eat it like a human. But I'm saying that these elephants...
That's their nose. Imagine you stretched your nose over this far. It would still be your nose there, Pinocchio. So you're not going to eat grapes.
Okay,
you're not going to eat your granola bars, your Snickers, your M&Ms. You could probably suck the M&Ms up your nose.
Let me simplify this for you.
Simplify.
Let's say you've never seen an elephant before in your life.
Right.
You've never.
Okay.
So now we're going to focus group this. We're going to take kids.
Right.
12 kids in a room. And the elephant is handed the orange.
Yeah.
Freeze it. Kids, what's going to happen? I guarantee 100% of the kids are going to say, the elephant's going to suck the orange through whatever the hell that is.
True, I'll agree with that.
Right.
Right.
So how did the creator not see this? Why did the creator make an extra step?
Well, let's assume that said elephant does suck up food. Now it has no way to break that food down. There's no teeth in the nose. There's no chewing mechanism.
Yeah.
So it needs the mouth to break down the food just the way we do, just the way every creature does.
Can't that go into the... It feels like it's above it a little. You can just drop it in.
Drop it into your mouth. The way when you suck mucus through your nose, it drops into the back of your throat. You chew it and then swallow it. And then if you're lucky, you regurgitate it later.
Here's the other thing. These all-loving elephants.
Yeah.
Sometimes they have a little tantrum. They suck up the water and like a fire hose, they shoot it.
Yeah.
At the humans.
I can't decide if you're more angry at elephants or flies right now. Your anger runs smoothly.
No, I have no gripe with the elephant.
It seems like you're really angry.
With how they were developed, I think is wrong. I think they got screwed. Well,
another thing you've got to remember, they use this apparatus for a lot of sensory applications. They smell the air. Mm-hmm. They feel vibrations. They'll actually put the trunk on the ground. They can feel vibrations. They can sense water, even if it's like beneath the strata. It's a very complicated and sensitive tool. Their long snouts.
I would store, if I was an elephant.
Yeah.
I would store like oranges in my trunk.
Okay.
Because it's called a trunk. What do you use a trunk for?
True.
Storage.
Yeah.
So I'd store like 6 of them.
I'd probably store about probably 120.
Do you think
find your house and shoot your house with oranges like a machine gun?
Do you think that airway has to be kept open?
Yes.
It does.
Yeah.
Do you know that for a fact, or you just...
Well, it's like any breathing apparatus. You don't want to clog in the system. Because then you can't imagine how big an elephant's lungs are. You're going to plug its nose up. This is it. I want to go back to, because, you're a guy that often says to me, you like deep conversation. You even did it earlier in this podcast.
I just want to talk about these kids.
And then I brought it in, and you diverted away from it back to the silly really quickly.
No, I didn't, because I said everything I needed to say.
Oh, you did.
I was as concise and laconic as possible. I spelled it out. I like to make a connection. If you want to stop right now and be hiking Harland, I'll give you 20 minutes of like deep discussion.
I just want to know, what's the thing you like to find out the most about people when you go deep, when you get real with people? What's at the heart of the mind that you're going, I want to see what's there. I want to flip that over.
Well, I think it's individualistic, like it depends on the person.
Yeah.
Like with you.
Yeah, and you'll never find out, but keep going.
You are extremely intelligent and insightful.
Wait, hold on.
A great person.
Can you say that again? No, I'm having trouble with the sound. Say that again.
You're a great person to bounce things off of.
Oh, thank you. You too, by the way.
Yeah. So, and I confide in you, and I trust you. And in fact, I asked you for advice on something recently, and I followed exactly to a T what you told me.
Oh.
And so I respect and appreciate that. And then other people, it really depends. Like, I'm friends with a guy at the gym that's a boxer, and I'm fascinated by what is it like to be punched in the face, and
right.
what does it take to get into the ring, and what do you feel the moments before the ring or after, or before you get into it, or the day of a fight or the day before a fight.
Right.
It's like that whole, it's just so different. I love different minds.
You know what's interesting? I'm going to summarize your answer in my opinion. Right now, you're sounding like a writer to me, like a novel, like a Stephen King. In my interpretation of what you said is you like to get inside of people and know how they work and what makes them work and how they feel, like when they're taking a punch or based on who they are.
What their motivation is.
Yeah,
for. Like my neighbor, Ken. Ken
Yeah.
came over I haven't talked about Ken on this podcast, but Ken he's older. He's in his 70s. He's from Oklahoma, and he's got one of the biggest houses in the neighborhood.
Right.
And the guy can repair anything. He was an architect, and he'll come over. We redid part of my cabinets this week. We hung solar lights. We hot replaced outlets. He
Yeah.
taught me how to do that without getting electrocuted.
to do the wiring.
Yeah, but what's amazing about Ken is the way his mind works. I can't figure stuff out. So,
Yeah.
okay, here's another one. When I bought the house, there was a hanging TV in the kitchen. I don't use it. It's a small TV.
I bet the indoor spiders do.
They love it. So I couldn't figure out how to. I said, Ken, these screws, I keep unscrewing it. It just keeps moving, but it's not coming undone. They're in the cabinet. The TV's hanging underneath. The screws are going up. I'm at the top of the screw. I'm just going like this. It's just moving.
Yeah.
It's not coming out. Ken says, do you have another screwdriver? I said, yeah. He puts it right up the hole, and there's a nut. I didn't even know there was a nut. He knew there, and he stopped the nut. He goes, do it now. And it just came out within a second. But somehow Ken...
Right.
So then today, the sprinklers... One of the sprinklers broke. You know it's called a manifold.
Yeah.
It's a sprinkler head that has like 8 little connections, and the little tube goes into the.
Yeah.
So one of those came undone, and it ripped off part of the manifold.
By the way, Manifold, also a gay bar down in West Hollywood.
Isn't that a members only? And you?
Yeah, you got to know. You got to know origami to get in the Manifold.
How are your manifolds holding up here? So the manifold broke. So now you can't. If you have an 8 manifold, I'm sorry, this is boring to people.
No,
you'll edit this out, won't you?
Now that I said it's a gay bar on Hollywood, every time you say manifold, it's making it hilarious.
Okay.
But keep going.
Good.
Now you have 8 manifolds.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The 8 manifold, which is a good weekend. So they come with a little cap on it. You can unscrew. The minute you unscrew it, the water starts spraying. It's like a fire hose. It's like an 18-year-old that's been pent up for a while. There's a release. The manifold so that's broken. So I said to Ken, you can't even screw anything on it to stop the spraying. So Ken said, I texted Ken, where's my phone? Let me tell you exactly what Ken said. Okay, hold on.
Okay.
Because this to me is just, it's
hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, the way his mind works, and I know you guys, you're not going to think this is interesting, but I sent him pictures. Okay? In case anyone's wondering, that's a manifold.
Oh, wow.
Okay?
Yeah. Here, let me hold it up to my
Zoom
camera.
into that. So it's a manifold.
manifold.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And you can see, I sent Ken pictures.
Whoa, here it comes. He's a manifold.
Look what happened there, Harland.
Oh, wow. What's that?
Broke. That's the tube broke, and it took a piece of the manifold. So now we have this situation. That's not good, is it, Harland? Hold it up. Show the people.
You know, most people have sexts on their phone. You have manifolds.
Yeah.
What is wrong with you, guy?
Is that clear?
Dude, you have manifolds, like dozens of shots of manifolds on
One
your
of the
phone.
lines snapped.
Can we just see a sext? Is
The
that
end of the
possible?
manifold connection off.
Are there any sexts
So you
on your
can't
phone?
shut off that line
Can we
with the
see
little
a
screw
sext?
top.
Can we dip from the manifold?
Any thoughts, Ken? Should I just replace it? I hate connecting those little lines. It's really tough. I figured you might have a workaround. That's work talk, everybody. Workaround rather than replacing the piece, which isn't expensive, but connecting the little tubes to
Sounds
the
a lot
manifold.
like a reach around to me.
Just cut the line and put it on one of the unused nipples. It's called a nipple.
Dude, this is the most innuendo gold I've ever heard in my life. Keep going.
If you can't turn flow off the broken nipple, just put a small screw in it or use some epoxy. So I screwed
Gnarf,
I
snorf.
screwed in the little hole.
Snorf, snorf, gnarf, gnarf.
I said that's the quickest fix ever. Thank you.
Wow. Dude, I didn't realize you were so sexual.
I'm not sexual. I'm
Well,
just
that was
I
probably
love
one of the
getting-
horniest stories I've ever heard.
I love getting into Ken's mind. I think Ken, and I put videos up. He used to let me videotape him. I put up a whole video of Ken and I fixing a toilet.
You and him manifolding together? Wow.
What happened to this podcast? Edit that entire section out. But I want it from my archives.
You would have been better off just showing us a sext.
A what?
A sext. Have you ever sexted?
Yeah, of course.
You have?
Yeah.
I've never done it.
Yes, you have.
I've never sexted.
Never.
Never.
With a woman you've never
Sexted.
Why? Are you afraid of
I'm
canceled?
uncomfortable with it. No, I'm not. It just, I don't know why it freaks me the hell out.
You gotta be kidding me.
I've never done it. The most I've done is I did a seductive shot of my belt buckle once. I was like,
No, wait a minute. I've never sent a picture of myself. I've never sent.
that's what I'm talking about.
Oh, no, that I've never done.
Oh, okay, well,
But
me
I've
neither.
talked lurid or lewd or I've talked sexually. That's
Yeah.
sexting. You're talking about dick pics. I don't know. I wouldn't
Yeah,
do
that's
that.
what I meant, like
No.
photographs. Yeah.
No, I've never done that.
Okay.
Never. In fact, I'm going to say this. I would say that a woman that wants that probably isn't my type. That to me,
Oh,
I mean,
really?
the male.
So a woman that wants penis isn't your type.
No, she wants penis, but not a picture. It's just classless. Like the male organ is disgusting.
It looks like roadkill, doesn't
It's
it?
disgusting.
Yeah. That
It looks
half
like-
flat squirrel with the eye popping out.
No, I mean, I'll send one and then she'll say, no, not a picture of an elephant trunk. Not because of the size, but because
Yeah.
that's what it looks like at this point. A dick pic, please.
Yours looks like an elephant trunk.
Yours does too, I'm sure.
You want to go out and snort some oranges?
Yeah.
God. Well,
I can pick stuff up with mine.
you can?
Yeah, I can. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Like, what's the biggest? Can you do like bench press?
One time, I'm not proud of this, but I wanted the woman out and she wouldn't leave. And I picked up her pants with my junk. And
You picked up her pant, or you picked up her?
No,
and just put her
no.
out the door.
picked up the junk. I wouldn't pick her up. I
Picked
wouldn't.
up her pants,
Yeah.
put these on, and
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
Wow. We have one slot still open down at Chippendales
Yeah.
if you're interested.
Pass.
Well,
A little bit
good,
above that.
it's good money.
How's your Cameo going?
Excuse me? I don't use that kind of soap. I use Irish Spring.
How is it going? Are you, have you
My
booked,
Cameo?
Did you book any today?
Oh, no, I booked a memo. So there's all these these things where you can order from people of notoriety.
Yeah.
They can order a little video of you giving them a personal message. It's like, what's it, cameo.com?
Yes.
Or memo.com is more
Oh,
the,
you got a memo.
it's
Got
the
it.
European one.
Yeah.
Or mostly European. So yeah, I'm doing good at it. People love it. They write in, they get on the app, cameo.com, and they send guys like
Yeah,
me
don't
and you.
do it
and-
on the app. Do it on cameo.com. Because Apple on the app takes out
No.
an extra 30%.
Oh, wow, okay.
30 or 40. It's ridiculous.
But it's fun, man. It's a fun thing for people who are fans to get a personalized video from.
Yeah, I'm starting to understand it, but here's the thing. I
It's
want
fun.
them to all come in at the same time. I want 5, and then I bang them out. There's nothing worse than like doing a few. You're like, you feel good, and then another one comes in. Now you're like, I got an assignment.
Yeah, well, that's all up to the consumer, man. You got no control over that guy.
Yeah.
But we do have control over is this, our final segment, my friend, called Words from a Wooden Shoe. Are you ready?
You don't want to talk about the kids?
Well, we don't have time.
Wow.
We're going to do Words from a Wooden Shoe. So how this works is don't be nosy.
Yeah.
I have an authentic Dutch clog, okay? And in this shoe are words, and you don't look, but you reach in and you pull out a word and tell us if it makes you think of a story or a moment in time that happened to you. And we talk about it. Words
What
from a
happened
wooden
to
shoe.
Are You Cereal?
I'd still do that.
I
but
was looking forward to Are You
I didn't know
Cereal
that.
today.
Are you cereal?
That's why I said to you, get the bowl.
Oh, okay.
I mean, the clog bit,
This...
I'm going to be real, it's...
Well, wait till you pull a word, and then we'll see where it leads us, and then judge it.
Are you still doing those videos with the 2 mannequin things?
The 2 guys in their underpants?
Yeah.
I am. I'm going to Japan, and I'm going to shoot one in Tokyo.
So you're going to fly those things over.
Yeah. I take them with me in my suitcase. Little dolls. They're like little Ken dolls.
They're like that, right? Or they?
No, those are mannequins.
Oh, so they're smaller.
That's little Coco. He sits off camera when he's not being my co-host.
Yeah, I've seen him as the co-host.
Yeah, but no, the little dolls I have are like this little bigger than Ken dolls.
But that's a lot to lug over for one.
It's 2 little dolls.
But why not just?
They don't weigh anything.
Why not just go to Yamashiro's?
Because
shoot
I'm
it
going
there
to
and
be
say
I'm going to
you're
be
in
an
Japan.
authentic Tokyo. I've shot with these dolls. I've thrown them over Niagara Falls. I've taken them.
No, you haven't.
I've taken them to Saudi Arabia.
You didn't throw them over Niagara
did.
Falls, and you retrieved them.
No, they're gone. I have doubles. They were
Oh.
the stunt ones. I've taken them to Burning Man. I've taken them to the St. Louis
How many
Arch.
have you lost? Like
I
the
only had to
Niagara
use 2. I only had to lose 2 because I had to throw them over Niagara Falls.
Falls. Where do you get them? Like, do you have them made or?
Initially, I found them at a craft store, and then they ran out of them. So then I had to go search for them online, like eBay and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're still they're on my Cameo, on my Patreon page.
How do we keep track of all this stuff? I'm on Cameo. I'm on Patreon like you.
Yeah.
I've got. You know what the greatest thing going now?
What?
Is fans will just Venmo me money.
Great.
It's just I'll wake up and they go, so and so just sent you $25.
Just for being Orny Adams.
Just because I think they appreciate the hard work we're doing. Although the older people will PayPal me. This is the newest
Wow.
thing. This
Just
is
out of nowhere, you get a tip from Jim in Cincinnati.
Exactly. I got one saying that my comedy changed her life. She said, why? Actually,
Wow.
she'd heard me on 2 different podcasts. I can't remember if it was one of these. And she said, I'm sending you $25, $35. Much love from Turkey.
Wow. Not a lot of people get paid just for being them.
That's what I love about this. That's why this Cameo, you have to make a video.
Yeah.
Although I like it, I'd rather people just send me money.
You just want people to, please, folks, send Orny money all day long. What's the lowest they can send?
$1, I think. But here's the thing. Let's just
$1.
add Orny Adams. But what you should do is, instead of my face, this whole podcast, just have my QR code.
Yeah. Oh.
But what else are we
I'll
on?
put it in now.
What else are we on? We have podcasts. We have, what else do we have going? We have everything going.
Everybody
We're on Instagram,
does.
we're on TikTok, we're on podcasts, we're on Cameo,
Patreon.
Patreon.
It's a digital world, baby. We're in the Matrix.
How close are we, Harland
Matrix.
Williams? How close are you and I to
Yeah.
never having to leave the house again to make money?
I haven't left my house in 12 years, bro. I make pies. I do baked goods.
Would you rather make a living doing this podcast or going out on the road and doing comedy, or a mixture?
A mixture. As I get a little older, I'm like to dial the touring back. It's work. It's grueling. It's great getting there and doing the shows. traveling, being in airports, especially with COVID. And I feel like the temperament of society is ramped up. Like more and more people go off a lot easier. People are fighting on airplanes. People are yelling at the check-in counter.
Yeah, they're like ripping computers out and throwing at them. There's no civility.
It just seems everything's a lot more temperamental now.
Do you think that's going to change?
I think it's going to escalate. I think humans are just going to escalate to a really bad place, and we'll hit a plateau. And some kind of invention beyond the cell phone or whatever, whether it be internal chips or mind link or whatever, I think we're going to get to a place where we reach sort of this more social harmony.
Do you think humans are wired to be more where we're going or where we've been?
I think humans right now are in a place where we're in what I call the showcase syndrome. So people have decided that the world's a reality show, and these are their Captain America shields. Even if there's a fight, they want to like, hey, I'm calling the cops, or hey, stay back, or people are
videotaping.
Well, videotaping and kind of using their, or if someone, well, who are you? They're using their phones almost like
tattletales. It's
like a tattletale, or it's a defense mechanism. Like they think if some guy comes at them at a gun, oh, you're gonna shoot me? Yeah, go ahead, shoot me, ass. So we're in this really weird place where people are empowered and they're triggered easily, and they go into this aggressive, combative state of mind. But I think at some point we're going to overcome that and become a more placid, more subdued organism, a human unit, which I think it's just growing pains that have been, the catalyst for it has been this. I think this has jump-started this kind of frenzy, chaotic sort of society and world we live in, and I think we're gonna get over it eventually, but I think it's gonna get worse still.
Well, what is it about the phone that brought that out in us?
I think it empowers people that they've realized that this fake little rectangle in their hand somehow protects them, somehow empowers them. It just, I don't know what it is, but it's not good.
Yeah. And it doesn't seem to be any sort of recourse or not. What's the word? Like people. There's no penalty for these people that are having these outbursts.
Yeah.
There's just nobody's being busted. There's nobody's embarrassed. You used to be embarrassed.
Well,
go look at the way that person's act. Like you'd never act that way.
Well, that's the downfall of the phone, because now we're all seeing it play out and we're becoming numb to it. And we're also using it. People who are provocative are using it against law enforcement. The average citizen is studying the law books, and most law enforcement probably studied law when they were coming up through the ranks. But, it's like in high school, you forget a lot what you learned. So these people stay at home and they kind of pick off every civil rights law. And then when a cop approaches them just to do their duty, well, you can't, my civil rights, you can't even talk to me. I don't have to answer a question.
I'm not trespassing. This is government land.
You're not allowed. I don't
What's
have to,
their badge number?
Yeah, I don't have to roll down my window.
I mean, these people, they're harassing cops. Like, it's hard enough to be a cop. Like, they're not doing anything. They're not the person that beat up an innocent person that we know of.
Right.
They're just there. They're like, hey, dude, listen, the owner of the building doesn't want you to be here. Or like, could you not videotape the police precinct or cars? Like, they're just like, can you just let them, their job is hard enough. Like, do you have to attack these people?
Well, that's the thing with the phones now. They can record every little moment. And even though what it used to be kind of, you try and get into a civil disagreement with a cop and figure it out, now, because they're representatives of the law, they can go, I'm sending this videotape to the court, and you broke this law, this civil right, civil right. And so now the cops are afraid to scratch their heads.
Well, and a lot of the times it isn't. They're actually antagonizing the cops.
They are
going into situations to create these recordings to sort of troll them. They're trolling, and then there's a certain segment that's like, way to go, way to stick up for their, it blows my mind. And we have to get back to having some civility. People need to act like humans and treat other humans like humans, or we're doomed.
Well, this is what I'm saying. It's going to keep escalating because more and more people are seeing this behavior. They're realizing they can get away with it, and it's disrupting the whole system, the system of authority, the system of laws, and it's it's dangerous, but we're going to get to a breaking point. And I don't know. I haven't fully examined this whole, AI, which is starting to be a lot more common in the daily conversation. The mind link thing or whatever that thing Elon Musk is doing. So I don't know. I'm hoping we're headed for a more civil discourse amongst our fellow human beings, but right now we're going through a lot of turmoil, and it's...
I don't know how we get back from this.
I know how we get back. You ready? Words from a wooden shoe.
Yes.
Come on, here we go.
Let's do it.
We got a little sidetrack.
Can I ask a question? I saw some are on white pieces of paper and some are on black. Is this from? Did you write these out in different periods?
Yeah, different periods. So it doesn't matter.
What's newer? I want to.
The white ones are newer.
I'm praying I get a white one. I'm not going to
look.
But do you like how that's? If people wonder what's with Orny Adams in his mind. That's it.
Yeah.
So
don't look. I saw you looking.
So
yeah. There you go.
Ooh.
What do we got? What do we got?
What do I have to tell you?
Yeah, you got to tell me. And
can I tell you something? This would be so much cooler if it was in a little fortune cookie.
I know.
And
I can bake you a cookie later if you want.
I don't love my word.
It's okay. You're not supposed to love it or hate it. It's about evoking a response.
The response is I hate it.
What is the word?
Falling. Falling. The word is falling. 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 Now what do I do with it?
Is there a story or a memory or anything that sparks?
Yeah, my hand is falling back into the clog to get another word.
No, it's not how it works. Have you ever fallen off of something? Are you afraid of falling? Have you?
I'll tell you a good story.
Here we go. I knew we'd find it.
I'll tell you a good story that I don't know if I've told. When I started doing stand-up comedy back in Boston, Massachusetts.
Okay.
One of the first times I ever got up on stage was at Nick's Comedy Stop. Right. No, sorry, Stitches. Stitches Comedy Club, which was near Fenway Park.
By the way, Frankenstein's favorite comedy club.
And the host of the show was Vinny Favorito.
Oh, wow.
What's amazing is I haven't thought of that name in 20 years, and it just came back.
Who doesn't love mafia comedy?
Vinny was very funny, very like Boston in your face, and very like I believe it was him. I think he used to have a joke. There was a steakhouse that had I can't even say it. It's so wrong, but it had a big cow on it, and he'd look at a big person and go, "Hey, Morton's called. They want you back on the lawn." Like you would say, like. But it was like in the days when you could be funny like that.
Okay.
But he was a real ball buster, and I was doing like a night, and off. It wasn't a weekend, but it was like a group show.
Yeah.
And I didn't see the stage. It was dark. That it went up. I thought I had already gotten the step up, and I fell flat on my face.
It was your first time doing that?
Not my foot. It was like definitely early on in my career, and I face planted.
Like you didn't have time to get your hands out in front. Like your face slapped the ground.
It was an aggressive fall. I don't remember ever fall. It would be life ending for somebody over the age of 70.
And what was the reaction from the crowd?
Well, I mean, he just looked over, and I think he just tore me apart. I'm sure I have it on tape.
Oh, the crowd didn't see it?
You heard it. It was like.
So you were coming on stage or off?
Going on stage. And then I had to stand up and then do comedy after that.
So the crowd saw you fall on stage.
I guess. I'm sure. God. I don't know what their perspective was, but yeah, that's.
Were you discombobulated?
Of course.
When you got up to the mic, were you like?
Well, also, you've got this guy. He's a headliner, somebody you respect who makes you laugh, and now he's just tearing you to shreds.
Yeah.
However, it was probably a great moment for him. But these are the things that, as a stand-up comic, you go through and it makes you stronger. I mean, I must have a million of these stories because that's like a story I haven't thought about in
thanks
years.
To the wooden clog.
The wooden clog.
You were afraid you wouldn't find it, and you did.
Yeah.
Before we go, buddy.
Yes.
Folks, Orny is a great stand-up comic. He has some great material, a new special out on YouTube. He has an incredible podcast on YouTube. Please tell the folks where they can see all this stuff, buddy.
HarlandWilliams.com.
Yeah.
Go to patreon.com, so it's Harland. Everything's Orny Adams. Everything. I just put, because of the success, I put More Than Loud, my special, up on YouTube, expecting to get 25,000 views. It's at 1.5 million. which blows
dude.
my mind.
Congrats.
And so I just put my second one up yesterday,
Yeah.
and it just hit over 20,000.
Wow.
Which I think is cool.
What's the name of the second one?
Takes the Third.
Takes the Third. Check both of these out and then tell everyone about your podcast.
My podcast is called What's Wrong with Orny Adams, and Harland has been on it a few times.
Yeah.
And that's when we do a more serious, I think, talk, maybe.
Yeah,
maybe not.
you like it a little more serious than me.
Yeah, my podcast is like, if you listen to the latest episode 69, it's me just going, I just, everything that you think the flies bother me, it's like that for an hour.
Yeah.
It's intense. And then sometimes I have guests. I just had on Jim Clemente, who's a former FBI profiler.
Oh, yeah.
That was molested as a kid and went undercover years later as an adult and wore a wire and busted the guy. He did it for the FBI, and they're like, you got to join us. And now he's like, if you turn on the news and they have an FBI profiler talking about the Idaho murders, it's Jim Clemente. Wow. So he was on for a couple of episodes. I just had the CEO of Cameo on.
You know what's great about the murder episode of your podcast? You can put it on tonight and fall asleep to
Let me tell you something. Most people fall asleep to my podcast.
And we're going to leave it there. Let's hit the theme music, buddy. Come on. Everybody. Orny Adams here on, put your headphones on. Orny Adams here on the Harland Highway Podcast. What a pleasure, dude. Can I do something for you before we go?
What's that?
Can I do an elephant call for you? Like before we go, like an elephant call?
I think we should play my podcast theme on your podcast, since you're the one singing my podcast with Kevin, your Bare Naked Ladies cousin.
Can I do an elephant?
Yeah. I think the elephant has a strep throat too. And scene.